Hi class, so I had a number of students ask me questions about question number 22 on the practice midterm exam, and I just wanted to make a video to clarify how to correctly answer those questions since a lot of the students were confused. So I have here question number 22. It says that economists are examining the relationship between people's income in thousands of US dollars at age 25 and their lifespan in years. In a sample of people, they find a correlation of 0.4 between income at age 45 and lifespan. In the sample, the variance for income is 20 and the variance for lifespan is 5. And it's asking, what is the sample covariance? So if we look at the question, first of all, let's look at what they're giving us and let's look at what they're asking for us. So if we read the question again, we see that in the sample, the correlation is 0.4. So they're telling us that the correlation is 0.4, and the information that they give us is the variance of income is 20. And the variance of lifespan is 5. And what the question is asking us is, what is the sample covariance between income and lifespan? So I just pulled a lecture slide from the respective module. I think this is this is the correlation analysis module. And I believe this is lecture slide number 73. This shows us how to calculate the correlation for a sample. And remember, correlation is looking at the relationship between two variables, x and y. And in order to calculate that, we actually use the covariance between those two variables of x and y. So in order to calculate what the sample covariance is, we see here that correlation, which is denoted by r sub xy, is equal to the sample covariance of x and y in the numerator divided by the sample standard deviation of x multiplied by the sample standard deviation of y in the denominator. So let's look here at this formula and look at the information that's given and try to figure out how we can come up with the answer here. So here they're telling us that the correlation is 0.4. So they're actually telling us that 0.4 is the correlation. And they're telling us that they're asking for the sample covariance, right? So the sample covariance is in the numerator. So that's what we're looking for. So that's what we don't know. So I'm just gonna actually put this down here so I have more room to write. So I'm gonna write 0.4 is equal to s xy. And that's what we're looking for. And let's look at the denominator. The denominator is sample standard deviation of x multiplied by the sample standard deviation of y. Now, they don't give us the standard deviations of x and y. They give us the variance of x and y, respectively. But we know that the standard deviation is just simply the square root of the variance. So in order to solve this problem, what we can do is just simply take the square root of the variance of x multiplied by the variance of y. And we see here that the variance of x is 20 multiplied by the variance of y, which is 5. So we can simplify this formula to say 0.4 is equal to the covariance of x and y divided by the square root of 100. Because 50 times 2 is simply 100. And we know that the square root of 100 is just simply 10, because 10 times 10 is equal to 100. So now we have Now we have 0.4, the correlation, is equal to the sample covariance divided by 10. Now, in order to solve for the covariance, what we can just do is cross multiply here. So we just do 10. So we can, well, it's cross multiplying, or we can just simply multiply each side by 10 in order to get rid of this denominator. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to multiply by 10, which crosses out 10 here. I'm going to add 10 to the left side. So now we get a final answer of the covariance, Sx of y, is equal to 4, which is our final answer. And that's how you complete this question. Hope that clarified things. If you have any other questions, please let us know. Thanks.